Welcome to Corks and Cauldron, where two friends uncork a bottle, cast a few spells, and dive deep into fantasy books and theories. I'm Gabby.
And I'm Jen. Quick disclaimer, this is an adult podcast about adult books, so expect some spicy language, spicy content, and spicy spoilers.
So, let's pour a drink, grab a snack, and get started. Today we're covering chapters 36 through 40 of Gild. It's the last of the chapters of Gild, and I am so done with this book. I'm so glad it's over. But Jen, what did you make to celebrate with us today?
So I struggled a lot with today's food because normally, you read the chapters and it gives you an idea of what you should make, but these chapters didn't really lend themselves to
the creative process.
Yeah, they didn't inspire me at all like other ones have. So instead of using the book, I went ahead and used some of my friends and picked a dessert that they like. And I went with my guy friends. So, okay, technically one of them's my husband, but whatever. My husband and my friend Prince really love this dessert. It is a lemon mousse cheesecake.
Oh, it just sounds good.
With like a blueberry compote on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it mason jars or even wine glasses like the one that you're drinking out of. The stemless ones. Either one, it works really good with. Mason jars are nice though because you can put a lid on them.
Yep, and so for travel or whatever. Yeah.
So, but it's really easy. It's a no bake, but you are going to cook to make the compote. So
yeah, you gotta
because you've got to put the berries. You have to put the berries in a pot on the stovetop with some lemon juice and a little lemon zest and sugar. Because while some berries are very sweet,
blueberries are not. Yeah.
And the original recipe that we used for this actually calls for like a half to 3/4 of a cup of sugar. But when I first did this recipe, I was doing keto. So I cut it back. And since I'm diabetic anyway, I really shouldn't have that much sugar. Says the person drinking Mountain Dew. Anyway,
it's medicinal.
Really shouldn't have that much sugar. So I use about 1/3 of a cup of sugar. Sometimes I'll even cut it back to 1/4. It depends on what fruit I'm using. So if I'm using blueberries, it's about 1/3. Strawberries, drop it down to 1/4.
Strawberries are sweet. That makes sense.
Yeah. Blackberries, it depends on the blackberry. Because if it's earlier in the season, they're a little bit not so sweet. But the later in the season it gets, they're good.
Yeah. I didn't know that blackberries were so temperamental.
I mean, all fruit is temperamental. Like when you see sometimes you see a strawberry and it's beautiful and it's red and you bite into it and it tastes like a lemon and you're really angry because it lied to you right to your face. So anyway, you make the cheesecake part, which is all you need a hand mixer, maybe. If you want to try and do it by hand, go nuts. But I use a hand mixer. It is much easier.
Sure.
And then you put that in the little mason jar or whatever dish you're going to use. And then you make the compote, and you let it cool, and you put it on top. And you just serve it. It's really good. You can even put a graham cracker crust on the bottom, but I treat it almost like pudding. So
lemon and blueberry gives a very like summer vibe.
It does.
Yeah.
And I know it's winter, but it was making me think of snow and the captain a little bit because there's a description that involves purple. And that's all I'm going to say. So there's that. What are we drinking, though, to go with the desserty type?
This will not pair well with it. We are drinking Soaring Wings Dragon Red.
Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, I know there's no dragons in this book, but I'm getting ready for Onyx Storm, so I'm in a dragon mood. Not that I'm never not in a dragon mood, but...
Fair. I kind of am the same way.
Also, I had to run home, so I didn't have time to chill this, so I'm drinking it with ice cubes, so don't judge me. But this it is a chilled wine. It needs to be chilled. But yes, so this one's pretty good. It's drier than I anticipated, especially from a blend and a table wine, but it's not a dry wine, if that makes sense. It's made entirely from Frontenac grapes. According to their website, it's one of their most popular reds, made entirely from Frontenac grapes, with a nice fruity toast to combine with a bit of dragon's bite. It's produced in stainless steel, and you'll want to drink it chilled. Hence the ice. So, we've gone over drinks, we've gone over food. Jen, what do you have for mythology and or world building?
Well, okay. So since we're at the end of this book and there's not a whole lot of world building happening here, there's just a lot of really
Yeah,
stuff that maybe younger children should not listen to.
absolutely not. Yeah,
And people, this is a trigger warning kind of chapter area, just so
this
you guys
chapter
know.
was rough. Yeah.
But I'm trying to kind of skip away from that. And I'm going back to, for people who like to discuss different mythological references that might have come up during the reading of this, I was hell bent that every single one of the kings and queens was based on some kind of myth. So I got on to
It
Raven
made sense. I
Kennedy's.
mean, Rape or Midas is based off of.
Yeah. So I went on Raven Kennedy's reader group on Facebook, which, by the way, if you're not already that group, you should probably sign up to be in it because it's pretty neat. I enjoy it, and that's how we get information. But it really is called Raven Kennedy's Readers Group, just so you guys know.
It is not a secret group.
No, I went on there to ask about King Folk's power because I thought it was based on a myth like in Norse mythology, Odin has a ring that can duplicate itself 8 times every 9 nights. But then I was also thinking it might be like the Gemenio spell from Harry Potter, where you can duplicate things. So I asked about that and was told that not every element of the story is in reference to another myth or story. But since I still love the idea that she might have used Harry Potter or something else for inspiration, I'm going to give you my cracked out theories on all of these kings and queens, or as many of them as I could think of.
Let's hear
Again,
it.
there's no legitimacy to any of this.
This is
None.
just
This is
our opinions.
just what I think.
Don't add us.
If you want to give us your opinions
Be
or
nice.
comment on the episode, feel free.
Be nice.
And
We'll
come
cry.
at me. I don't care. I won't cry.
I'll cry.
Just let us know in advance because Gabby will cry. So King Ravenger, we've already done Folky. We know Midas is based off of the Midas myth. So King Ravenger, he has a couple of powers. He has the power of rot, the power of shape-shifting, and we'll find this out later. He has like a raw power. And whenever I read about Ravenger, I always think about like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because he's shape-shifting, and especially since he seems so much more unhinged.
He really
when
leans
he's
into
raw.
that. Like, I think that's his outlet. Like, it's all the stuff he wants to do and say but can't in the other form.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
because he's king, he can.
Yeah.
But I also kind of thought that since he has to release that power, maybe it builds up and kind of fits his brain a little crazy.
That's a good point.
And the rot power itself, I kind of thought about, the 4 horsemen and pestilence. I know you've started this series and so have I, but they're actual, like they're in the Bible, 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Or maybe, I'm going to say this wrong, but I'm going to try, guys. Phthisis is a Greek demon personification of rot, decay, and putrefaction.
I've never heard of him.
I went on a deep dive and it just kind of happened. And the reason I'm saying this, the way I said it is because it's spelled Phthisis, and it's pronounced thesis.
It's like someone sneezed when they were saying thesis.
Yes. But, his rot power, I kind of lean more into the 4 horsemen.
I think that makes more sense.
But because this was super random. This last one, super random. And then, there's Queen Kalia.
Who we have not met yet.
Who we have not met, but she is the Third Kingdom's queen. Yes. And she has the ability to hear every conversation going on around her. And even if it's being whispered, it's like a certain radius. I'm not exactly sure what it is. She's definitely the one that's the most in control of her powers. But
she's definitely learned how to wield them to her favor the most.
Yeah, and she can edit and stuff, and I bet she is cheaper than our editing software. But I have jokingly said she reminds me of the character number 3 from Umbrella Academy, aka Allison. She has the power to manipulate reality by starting rumors or telling lies.
Oh, so she's a mean girl.
To activate it, she has to say, "I heard a rumor."
So she's just a mean girl.
She really preys. She's narcissistic, and she really preys on people.
Yeah. She's every girl I avoided in high school.
Fair. But after doing a little bit of research, because by the way, this, when you try and find any kind of mythology for this, it's a little more difficult. So I'm kind of roundabouting some stuff.
Making
I'm
some
still sticking in,
educated guesses.
yeah, I'm still sticking in Greek mythology though. But maybe she's like, has a power like the oracles in Greek mythology, because they could use the power of words to shape destiny
I feel like that's a little bit
and
of a
people's
stretch.
fate. Thanks. But there was an article that I was reading that talked about enchantresses and sorceresses like
Mm.
Circe, Medea, and the sorceress of Colchis that possess the ability to manipulate reality through the spoken word by casting spells and curses because they can alter the course of events and control the actions of others. I
Interesting.
know it's still kind of a stretch, but really she can control things that
I mean,
way.
yeah, I that feels a little bit closer than
Yeah.
Destiny because that's exactly what she does
Yeah.
is she hears things and then manipulates it to fit her needs,
Yes.
whatever it is.
Yep.
And we can dive more into it when we get to her chapters.
Yeah.
But her power is so girly, I guess is what I'm going to say. Like it's one of those like if
It really is kind of a feminine power.
yeah, like if I were to tell my boyfriend like, "Oh, her power is to, trash talk people," he'd be like, "Of course it is. She's a woman." No, he wouldn't. He's pro women. But my point is it's a very feminine power, and I think
Yeah.
people don't realize the strength that it can do. And so she's had to like up her game, like
Yeah.
and keep it a secret as to how devastating it could be.
And then we
That's
have,
it. That's my TED talk on that one.
I like it. I kind of picture her hanging out with the chick from Bridgerton.
Lady Whistledown.
Yeah.
Oh, those two would be
Yeah.
BFFs. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Queen Isolde is the next one, or Isolde is the Second Kingdom's queen. She's the one that has the power of pinching.
She terrifies me.
This bitch's power is just
She
scary.
terrifies me.
I don't think that I'm comfortable with somebody pinching and then all of a sudden me not being able to breathe, or my kidneys shutting down, or giving me the worst painful period cramps I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. No. Pass. Hard pass.
I I did not actually look at all for anything that goes with this, but it kind of reminds me of, I am reading Zodiac Academy, so I am so sorry, guys. But like the people that control air,
Yeah.
the air elementals,
Yep.
how they can suck
The air. Yeah.
the air from your lungs.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of felt like that
Okay.
in a way,
I can see
but
that.
it just gives her control over your innards, and I don't like that at all.
And this one is more masculine, I would say, than the last queen's
It
power.
really is.
Like, because that's something you like. You figure out this power, and you're like, oh, how can I use this against my enemies right away?
Yes.
Like, what can the army do to benefit from this? What can we do?
Except I picture her just being super petty and doing it to the nuns at her convent and just giving them really bad cramps for periods.
Well, I mean, she's not a nice lady.
She's not nice, and that's part of my problem.
Although we only ever see her from Oren's point of view, right? Like we never get her point of view.
We get her from Oren's and we get her from Slade's later on, much later on.
Who both hate her.
They are her biggest fans. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm not saying they don't have a reason to hate her. For sure,
Yeah.
they do. But I don't know. It's one thing to keep, like, you have to keep in mind that our narrators are not always
They're a little
honest.
biased.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And King Thold from the First Kingdom, his power is to summon and control snakes.
Hate him.
So I had questions about this, by the way. Is it really just snakes? Is that all he can control? Can he control other animals, but he likes snakes, and that's why he controls just snakes? Could he control a meerkat?
I feel like it's just snakes.
Okay,
I think
that's fine.
I think it's alluded to just snakes.
Well, there are a lot of gods and goddesses across all cultures that control snakes or serpents, or even just take the forms of them. A lot of times they symbolize other things. One's just kind of blatantly obvious. It's phallic.
Hmm.
And then creation, destruction, life, death. A couple of them said because the snake crawls on its belly across the ground, that it's like the underworld. It helps control the underworld.
That's because snakes are evil and gross and disgusting. Have you heard of the book Split or Swallow?
I I've not.
Oh my god, I have to find this and send it to you.
Great, thanks.
It's a Balsic romance, and every time I look at the cover, I always misread it to spit or swallow. Goodreads has it.
Okay.
And it's got a picture. It's got a snake and a chalice. It related, I promise.
I believe you. But I was gonna say, depending on which culture you're looking at or you choose, both Egyptians and Greeks thought that snakes represented eternity or immortality. So I kind of went with those. Although snakes are just,
Creepy, crawly, gross.
yeah. And then there's Queen Melina, who will not get power until later, book 3 or 4.
Yeah, something like that.
And she has the power of like ice and cold.
Yeah, she's
And
Elsa.
She's Elsa, and I don't care what you guys think. I mean, I do. If you have another opinion, please definitely give it to me. But as far as I'm concerned right now, she's Elsa. And now I'm going to go look at this book. This is not safe to read at work. Thanks.
It is not.
Thank you.
I haven't read it, but like I've heard great things about it.
Okay. I'm not going to look at that right now. I'll wait till later. But did you want to do the chapter recaps?
You don't want to
look? Did you
look?
want to give a trigger warning beforehand?
We probably should. These chapters, trigger warning for, we're going to say sexual assault, essay.
Yeah, for sure.
So listen to your comfortability. If you want to skip past this episode, we totally get it. There's no hard feelings. I do think this first book is the worst about it.
Yeah.
And then it kind of, it tapers off really hard. Like, I don't think there's any other, well, I'm sure some of her flashbacks will have some alluding to it, but nothing quite as graphic as this. All right. So the recap. Are you looking at the book?
No.
Okay, fine. Chapter 36. Oren and Risa are in Captain Fane's quarters against their will, and Fane wastes no time being Fane. Fane is just the worst. He forces Risa into bed and treats her with violence and cruelty while Oren is frozen in fear, and she is still trying to untie her ribbons. This poor girl is still trying. This whole, I don't know, like half a book, I feel like, has been her trying to untie her ribbon.
Right.
So Fane is treating himself to Risa, and Risa is not having a good time, and she's crying, silently crying, because Fane wants her to not make a sound, even though he's doing his best to make her make a sound. And those silent tears finally snap Oren out of her trance. And she steps up to Fane and tells Fane, "You're hurting her." Risa's always been a royal saddle. She doesn't belong with Fane's, I don't even like
treatment.
Yeah, and like even just his room is dirty and grungy and like a downtown bar vibe, and Risa is a high quality. She's fancy. If she was a country singer, she'd be fancy.
All right.
Anyway, Oren steps up to Fane. Fane doesn't like it, and it doesn't end well for Oren. Fane ends up backhanding Oren and kicks her in the ribs and goes back to finish his turn with Risa, is what I'm gonna say. Yep. Wrapping his belt around Risa's throat. But then, while this is all happening, the sun starts to rise. And what do we know about the sun rising and Oren's power? Nothing. It's not spelled out yet. So for those of us who didn't get it, I'm gonna spoil it.
Okay.
So the sun rises, and so does Oren's resolve. She staggers to her feet, ignoring Fane's taunts, and places her bare hand on his neck. In an instant, her power surges. I don't know how I missed this the first read through, but whatever. His body hardens and changes, turning into solid gold. Oren watches, unflinching, as Fane's cruel face freezes forever, ensuring he knows exactly who ended him. And my favorite quote of the whole book series is in this chapter. Well, maybe second favorite quote. And it is, "I just turned that motherfucker solid gold." Yes. Oren, you badass. Finally. Chapter 37. Oren's golden secret is not a secret anymore. Risa knows now. Risa thinks she knows. Risa doesn't know the full story. So the two are staring at Fane's very shiny, very lifeless body. This motherfucker is solid gold. He's a gold statue. And his pants are still down or wrapped around his ankles, and that's my favorite part of all of this. It's Risa's initial reaction is peak shock. She is shocked. What the actual F did you just do? Which, like, fair, Risa. Totally fair. I would have said the same thing. Oren has no time to process or to gloat because, again, Fane is solid gold. And that is heavy. And they're on a wood ship. So picture, like, I don't know, 5'10", 6-foot dude, solid gold.
Yeah.
He's not tiny.
He definitely doesn't weigh like 20 pounds anymore.
No, he is heavy. So the wood floor is groaning beneath his weight, which means he's in danger of crashing through the floor, which is not good for Orin and Risa. They managed to escape one horrific thing, but if he goes crashing through the floor, all of the pirates are going to come running in, trying to figure out what the fuck happened. So Orin is desperate to keep her abilities under wraps, and she begs Risa not to tell anyone. And here, like, we can go more into this in the deep dive, but I'm proud of Risa for just agreeing with it.
Yeah.
She very easily could not have. So now they're faced with this very real, very practical problem of what the hell do we do with a life-size gold statue of a dead man? What do we do with the statue? Oh, they try to shove him out the window, but these are two very pampered, very not strong saddles. They don't really have the physical strength. So they're struggling. They're trying to push him to tip him over and tip him out the window. Eventually, Orin has 4 ribbons that she has broken free, has untied, and she uses those. And she struggles a lot before her ribbons finally do like a weird, soft, glowing thing, which is the same thing that ribbons did for her when the carriage flipped on her.
Yeah.
So I think the ribbons are going to do more than what she knows. Anyway, they finally get Fane. They shove him out the window, and he ends up on the snow below the ship. Pants down, cock out, cock up, just in the middle of nowhere in a snow drift. It's the perfect ending for him, in my opinion. Fuck that guy. Chapter 38. Orin and Risa step into their acting careers. Now that they've gotten rid of Fane, how are they going to explain how he disappeared, right? So they pretend to be tied up, and the pirates break into the room. At this point, the girls are fake crying, trying to explain why the captain is not there. They spin a tale that Captain Fane tied them up and then ran off with the gold. So their story is, tied us up, took the gold, left, abandoning his crew and leaving everyone high and dry. The pirates, being greedy and not particularly bright, immediately devolved into chaos, which I don't know how I would handle that either, so. But they're furious, convinced that their leader has swindled them out of both their treasure and the saddles. Quarter takes charge, because I think he's like the next in line as far as...
He's the second in command,
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Quarter takes charge and orders the saddles to be delivered to the Fourth Kingdom soldiers. After all, a deal is a deal, right? The Fourth Kingdom paid, even if they don't have the money, the Fourth Kingdom did give them the money. For a brief, glorious moment, it seems like Orin's quick thinking worked. The pirates are distracted and she's buying precious time. But then Quarter notices something odd. Fane's coat and hat are still in the room in a snowstorm. Why would the pirate leave? Why would the pirate captain leave without a coat on in the snowstorm?
He was incognito.
Also, he has a chest full of gold. He can just buy a new coat if he survives. Quarter storms up to Orin, his face twisted in suspicion and anger, and gets way too close for comfort. He gets in her face, and he starts hurling accusations and threats, painting a graphic and terrifying picture of what he plans to do if she doesn't fess up. I will not be repeating what he said to her. If you want to know, you can read the book, but I'm going to add a huge trigger warning for what he said to her. Before things can escalate further, a commanding voice cuts through the tension. What do you think you're doing? And just like that, Quarter's rant is interrupted, leaving us on the edge of our seats. So that's how the chapter ends, is what do you think you're doing? So sick of these books ending with chapters like that. Chapter 39, Commander Rip steps in, shutting down Quarter's aggression with an icy command of move away from the favored. Now. Yes, we love a strong man. Quarter, in a baffling display of stupidity, tries to argue. I never would have pegged Quarter to argue with Rip. Anyway, Rip ends up laughing, but it's not like the funny chuckle, you know, the I'm totally sane chuckle. No, this is a laugh of like a madman. Like, Rip is laughing because he's ready to murder everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter retreats, tossing one last misogynistic insult because he can't help himself because he's the fucking worst. Rip orders Orin and Risa to follow him, but Orin's body is done. This poor girl has expanded so much energy that she is just not used to in a brief moment of time. She stumbles onto the ramp and throws herself sideways to avoid falling into Risa. Because she threw herself sideways, she ends up falling off the ramp, but at least they're not super high on the ground.
Yeah.
So she lands in the snow, and from the ground, Orin takes in the overwhelming size of the Fourth Kingdom's army, realizing that this just wasn't a trade. It's a strategic show of force against Midas. They're on their way to Midas, and she was just a pit stop. And now she's a great bargaining chip for the Fourth Army for Midas. Rip stops by her side, watching as she struggles to stand. So this is King Midas's pet, he says, with a smirk, and Orin fires back, furious. Quote, I know what you are. Rip's smirk grows wider. Quote, funny, I was about to say the same thing about you. What? I love it. I love the tension that those two have, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 40 is all in Midas's perspective. In this chapter, Midas is reflecting on the other kingdoms because he's been everywhere. Like, he's all 6 kingdoms he has been through. And he's smugly comparing them to the 5th kingdom, where he's currently stationed. He makes a comment about how this 5th kingdom, the visitor quarters, are sufficient for a visiting monarch, but he's not planning on just visiting.
Yeah.
This is the chapter where we finally, like, get confirmed that he is planning to take over forever. While he's basking in his great plans, Odo, who is his advisor, shows up with a letter. And boy, this letter is the plot twist that Midas is not expecting. It's a note informing him that someone, we're thinking the Fourth Kingdom at this point, it really doesn't say who, but someone has sent him a note. And the note informs him that they have Orin.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes for Midas to absolutely lose his mind. He throws a king-sized tantrum. He's sweeping things off the desk. He's throwing things around. He's pacing. Odo's probably scared half to death. Like, Midas isn't exactly known for being a forgiving king either. For as much shit as we're giving Rip, Midas isn't much better. Midas is furious, and it's the ending thought is someone has taken her, and he'll do whatever he can to get her back, is how the chapter ends. And as readers, we have to question, does he actually care for Orin? Is he worried about Orin? Or is he worried about her power?
I think he was just worried about her power.
Oh, he 100% is. But at this point, it wasn't spelled out, I guess, that much.
Yeah.
So, and that's it. That is the chapter recap for chapters 36 through 40. And we're finally done with this book. All right. Are we ready for the deep dives?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, chapter 36. This chapter is a big turning point for Orin, where we start to see her inner strength and her power erupt suddenly in ways that are kind of shocking, especially if you didn't see it coming.
Yeah, those of us who read for the vibes.
Or yeah. So we have spent the entire book watching Orin grapple with what she thinks about her thinking that she's weak.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing.
Yep.
And people have told it to her, and she tells it to herself. And she just basically thinks that people value her skin and her
that's
obedience.
It. Yeah. Well, and being obedient is the best way to stay alive.
And this chapter kind of flips that on its ass.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
It really does. So she's not willing anymore to just stand by and watch as things happen.
But this isn't the first time that she's stepped up either.
No. And funny thing, every time you've seen her really step up and stand up, it's been for Rissa.
I think she relates to Rissa somehow. I think Rissa is one of the nicest to her.
We're going to use that term loosely.
Very loosely. And when I say the nicest to her, I mean like the bar is on the floor.
Yeah.
Rissa just acknowledges her as a person, I guess. There is a quote, I think it's the next chapter, where Rissa says something like, the last time you tried to help me, you threw a book at me, which is, yeah, not an inaccurate statement.
But this is the chapter where we see Orin transform herself. And for me, I think, like I already said, it was Rissa, and watching how Rissa just did not belong in this room and did not belong with somebody like Captain Fane at all. There's a point in this chapter where Orin actually thanks Rissa doesn't belong here on this stained bed in a room that reeks of alcohol with maps stuck on the wall with old wax.
Mm-hmm.
She's all soft skin and beauty and poise, and this place is dingy and harsh with no admiration for her level of worth.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot how Oren has always been on the outside looking in with the saddles.
She admires Rissa, though. I think
She definitely does.
Yeah.
And she's not ever going to tell her that. But
I don't think Oren's ever had anything nice said to her. I don't think she would expect people, like, I don't think she knows how to say that to people,
Yeah.
you know?
I accept that. But it's definitely, I think that was her breaking point. And the fact that, honestly, okay, this is so bad. The sun was going to come up.
She knew that there was a savior.
He was going to take his turn with her anyway.
Yeah.
Would she rather turn him now or wait until he's already...
Yeah.
And she turns him to gold that way.
That's true.
That would have been a little bit harder
to explain.
Probably more
uncomfortable.
And people would have definitely, that whole magical golden...
Yep. Kitty.
Yep. Would have definitely, this would have reinforced that rumor tenfold had that happened. Anyway, sorry. That was me going way over here with that one. So Rissa's definitely taking
the brunt of it,
while Rissa originally tries to control and guide how this interaction is going to happen. Mm-hmm. And then having her just treated like
absolute garbage.
Absolute, yes.
Yeah.
And not only is Captain Fane a cruel man, but he really got off on
the pain and the suffering. Yeah.
Yeah. He got off on abusing Rissa and Oren both. And I think that was a big reason for Oren to want to fight back, was she didn't want Rissa to continue keeping in pain, but she also knew that she was next.
Yeah. That's not spelled out in the book, so I'm not disagreeing. I don't know if how do I say this? Oren's smart enough to think about that. I don't know if she thought about that in the moment.
With the panic? Okay, that's
fair. Yeah, I think all she saw was someone needed help and she could do something about it.
Yeah.
Like going back to the town and how she wanted to help, pave the street gold if it was daylight.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I get from Oren. I don't get I need to save her because eventually it's just going to be me. I mean, obviously she knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But so this chapter kind of reveals the full extent of Oren's power with the ribbons doing that glow and giving her that extra burst of strength. It's kind of scary to think about how much more power Oren could have if she was given the right, we'll say, training. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've seen how smart she is. We've talked about how smart she is. Yeah. She's resilient. I mean, she's survived some traumatizing shit, but we never really have seen her use her ribbons in a fighting way.
No. Her
ribbons have always been more of a handmade almost. Also, just help her do her hair, put on clothes, whatever. So it'll be really exciting to see her finally go into her full strength.
Yes.
Which we have, 5 more books?
Yeah.
So this bitch better grow.
Yeah.
I'm banking on she's surviving at the end.
Okay.
And you are not.
But I did see a post from Raven Kennedy because somebody was asking a question, and she told them that she knew from the get-go, before she had even finished writing book 1, how this entire series was going to go and how it was going to end.
Interesting.
And they did not appreciate that. Like, they did, of course, because they thought it was amazing that she knew the direction, because I don't know. I'm trying to write a book and I have no idea where it's going to go chapter to chapter at this point. So
also, we should talk about the themes from this chapter.
Let's talk about the themes.
A lot of the major theme that I picked up was transformation.
Yeah.
Oren finally takes control of her life.
Yeah. And she actually trusts someone else.
True. Yeah. I don't blame Oren for not trusting anybody except Midas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't think the mic picked up on that eye roll.
I think it did. I think it did. But yeah, it definitely yeah, this is transformation was the big deal for this one. And I can't wait to talk about the next chapter and how Risa reacts to all of this.
You want to go ahead and jump into it?
Yeah.
So this chapter was a major turning point for Oren. So she revealed her gold touching power for the first time, and she harnessed the sheer power that she has. So she has never told anyone except Midas that we know of this far.
Right.
About her gold power. And we know how Midas has reacted to that and how he has just taken absolute control of every aspect of her life.
Yeah.
So turning Fane into a statue was a desperate act of self-preservation. I think we can all agree to that. It's also a moment of liberation. She didn't wait for Midas to rescue her. She took control of the situation and she rescued herself. Which, like, what a way to do it.
I mean, it was a thought that she had. It wasn't a good thought in hindsight, as we see in this chapter.
Let's be real. None of her actions have turned out really good for her.
There's not that follow through with the thought process.
No, I very much get like 15, 16, 18-year-old.
Impulsive.
Yeah. But if you've been locked in a cage your entire life, what do you expect? You've never made those mistakes to learn from. But Oren's inner monologue, while she is turning Fane into a statue, was dark. I think Oren's a little bit afraid of her power in these early books, right? Like, she doesn't know the full scope of it. She's just a little bit afraid of it. But when she touched Fane's neck, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it kind of alluded to the fact that she controlled the gold and where it went. Yes. Because she wanted the eyes to be last. She wanted him to see who was in control and who was doing it to him. Mm-hmm. And that is, one, what a badass thing to think. Two, a little bit scary. A little bit of a sociopath thing to think. Are you sure you're okay, Oren?
Yeah. And then we've got the ribbons. Mm-hmm. And how we're seeing more and more that they're not just decorative. A pretty thing hanging off of her. Yeah. Not just pretty satin ribbons that are there for decoration or there to wrap around her dress or braid her hair. Yeah. They have not exactly a mind of their own, but I think that they react more.
They're 100% tied to her emotions. Yeah.
And she doesn't even, it's not even like awareness for her, because
nope, not at this point.
When she was in the carriage, they were reacting to her unconscious mind.
Yep. Yeah. So that, and again, we've read most of the series. It's been a while. I have read multiple series since I've read the series, and I have not reread the series. But this is a lot of foreshadowing that we're seeing here as to what is going to happen when Oren finally taps into her abilities and recognizes the ribbons as extensions of herself and not just ribbons, right? Like, she actually embraces them and isn't just almost ashamed of them, because she wanted to be normal for so long. Yeah. Right? And like, what 16-year-old girl doesn't want to be normal, you know? If I grew ribbons on my back at 16, I would have been mortified.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And then there's Rissa and her reactions between her just complete shock at what just happened, and then her question of, is he dead?
I mean, how else would you react in that situation, though?
Yeah.
I think that would have been one of my first questions.
Yeah.
Is he actually dead? Are we actually kind of safe, relatively speaking, from the immediate danger?
And then just going from shock to, shit, we have to handle this. What are we going to do? Because what happens when everybody else finds out?
That's our girl Rissa, though. She wastes no time.
No, because she does the follow through. She understands the consequences of the actions. Take, for example, Oren getting mad at the statue and kicking it. And Rissa going, did that really help?
Probably shouldn't do that again.
Yeah. But then her, on the flip side, then she turns around and slaps his penis.
Yep. Good for her.
She's like, yep, it hurts.
But it felt really good.
Yeah. I think the darkest part of this was for me when Oren offered to cut it off.
Yeah.
So that Rissa could have it as like payment.
That was the darkest part for you?
Yeah, sure.
In all of these chapters?
No.
Or just in this chapter?
Just in this one.
Okay.
Her dark humor from it.
Yeah.
Was kind of great.
I kind of appreciate that, though. Like, honestly, if we were ever in this situation, I would have offered to cut it off for you.
Oh, good, because you'd be the one in control of the gold. I appreciate that so much at this point.
Golden
You can have
snatch.
it. You can have it. I do like that they're smart enough to realize that they need to get him out the window.
Yep.
And their original idea of just using the sheets to drag him across was funny to read.
Yeah. They tried so hard.
And then realizing that they needed to
It was like a pulley system
use
that they
the
went.
hook. And
Yeah.
they made like a pulley system. And then I can picture Oren with the sheets on these hooks, just kind of like trying to pull it down, and her feet just coming up off the ground.
I pictured her
Because
leaning
nothing
so
is
far
happening.
back that she just like ended up laying on the ground.
Oh, that's fantastic. I did not see, and I was going the other way. I was seeing her just grab really tight and
Yeah.
yeah. And then poor Rissa trying to push, standing on a chair because he's so tall.
Yep.
That
And he had to
she's
get
trying
high.
push his head. And it was just funny to me.
It was as lighthearted as that scene could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really proud that Rissa didn't try to like tell Oren that I won't tell your secret for X amount of money. You know? I think the old Rissa 4 chapters ago would have. She would have sold the secret.
Oh yeah.
But only because Rissa looks out for Rissa because she has to. She's a saddle. You got to look out for number one. You do. But I also think for Rissa, it was a tit for tat moment. Like, Oren saved her, yes.
Yeah.
But Rissa has also helped Oren out multiple times.
Yes, she has.
So I think in Rissa's mind, it was, we're square, but the next time you fuck up, you better watch your back. And I don't think Oren's realized that yet. She hasn't had the socialization.
Life.
Yeah. Yeah, the life experience to like, she's so naive. And it's not that she trusts everyone, but she doesn't know the degree of trust she should give people.
She's like a toddler when it comes to that.
Yeah.
She's super trusting.
Yeah. But also on the flip side, she knows she's got to keep her powers a secret.
Yeah.
So she doesn't trust anyone with that.
True.
So, but it's like, she knows she has to keep this one thing a secret, but she wants to be friends with people so bad. I kind of wonder like how many secrets she's willing to give other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do like the way that this turns out for Captain Fane.
Fuck that guy. He got exactly what he deserved.
Yeah.
Hands down in the snow, turned to gold. That like, it's just so incredibly satisfying and symbolic of how he ended.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I like that when they throw the chest overboard because they have to.
Right. Because
Like,
he ran away with it. Yeah.
She's like, he's the richest he's ever been.
Yep. Poor Rissa. I'm sure it killed Rissa a little bit to throw all that gold over. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but if they'd have searched her.
Right. How do you explain that?
Yeah.
Because we know that Captain Fane is not paying his saddles for anything.
No, and he treats them so much worse than... There's a comment that even Midas didn't abuse his saddles like this.
Say what you want about Midas, but he's not abusive or whatever it was. But yeah, Midas didn't get off on the pain the way that Fane did.
So you had one of your questions on here was about the glowing ribbons.
Oh yeah.
And about whether they're evolving with Oren. And are they sentient or do they just react to her emotions? And I think we kind of covered that they definitely react to her emotions, whether they're conscious or unconscious emotions.
Sure. Yep.
I think that since we know that her power is tied to the sun, I think the ribbons were glowing partly because they were recharging.
Okay.
Kind of.
I don't hate that theory. My question then would be, that same chapter said something like they're glowing like they did to protect me during the carriage, which was at night, right?
I don't remember. That's part of the problem is I couldn't remember if it was just about to be daylight.
Oh.
Because she was afraid to touch people.
Yep. I see where you're going. Yeah. Or is she just afraid to touch people just because she's afraid to touch people?
Well, it kind of explains why she's always been afraid to touch people and why Midas enforces the rule of no one touches her.
For sure.
At all. Because they run the chance of, turning gold.
Right.
Because they touched her.
Right. I don't know. I think the glowing has to do with something. I just haven't decided what it has to do with yet. Like, she gets stronger in these next couple books. Are they going to just glow more? Is it like when you have shiny hair because you have a healthy diet? You know?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'll have to watch for it in the
Yeah.
next 2 books.
Yeah. I'm curious.
Great.
All right. Chapter 38.
38.
We have tension, we have misdirection, and we have a delicate balance of power.
And some super great acting.
This should be on Broadway for sure.
Yes.
Risa, like, goes all out on her fake crying. She's hiccuping, she's sobbing, she's got the tears.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite was when Oren asked her, if you can fake cry, you should do that now. And Risa was like, of course I can fake cry. I'm a saddle. Like, oh, okay. I don't know if Oren can fake cry, but whatever.
I don't think she had the saddle training that Risa had.
No.
I really think that there's like, okay.
Unhinged theory time. I love it.
If you've ever read or watched Game of Thrones.
No.
Okay.
Give it to me, raw.
I don't care. You're getting it anyway. There is a character called Littlefinger.
You can't say that name when I'm drinking.
He runs the brothels.
I'm sorry. Littlefinger runs the brothels?
Yes. Littlefinger runs the brothels.
Okay. I don't know how I missed this.
And there are scenes in the book and in the show where he's like testing out potential people. And he doesn't do it, but we'll say other saddles because we're talking in this world, are helping him test them out. So he watches.
Other professionals. There we go.
Yes. And, talks about if they're being too noisy, if they're not being noisy enough and all that stuff. I feel like that's what the training would be for a saddle. That's what I picture is like some kind of, maybe not university or anything, but there's someone that comes in that either used to be a saddle or is a proprietor of saddles. And they make sure to train them so that they react properly and learn how to control
the room and
how to undress in a way that's provocative, how to cry on cue, how to, have an orgasm on cue. But like, imagine that they get taught how to do things like that.
Well, and Risa tries when Fane tries to enjoy his spoils. Yeah.
He shuts that shit down real quick. It annoys him.
Yeah. Which is not, I would say, not a normal thing. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm not a saddle. I don't know what men want.
But going back to the actual story, I'm so sorry. I really just wanted to talk about how I've been that's what I picture is Littlefinger's brothel every time we hear about things that Risa knows that Oren doesn't. So this is actually, not only does this show us Risa's ability to cry on cue and how amazing she is at that, but Oren and how quickly she thinks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Risa is, none of these women are dumb.
No.
None of these 2 women are dumb. I'm trying to think of the other saddles, but Polly has her dumb moments.
Think she's dumb.
But who doesn't?
Yeah.
So, yeah, these women are not dumb. I think they play dumb to appease the men. They know their role. They know what men want and what men think they want. But yeah, or Risa can adapt quickly, which is it's a great trait to have if you're going to be a friend with Oren.
Yeah, flexibility.
And Oren's adaptable too. Like Oren, we've talked about this, like until we're blue in the face. She thinks quick, but she doesn't think thoroughly.
Yes.
I do think that changes later.
Yeah. She learns.
Much later, but she does learn.
Her idea is really good that he finished with them because when they tie themselves up, they also kind of put their clothes in disarray. So it looks
messed
like
up them. Yeah, messed up their clothes.
Did some things with them.
Yeah.
And the theory is that he got done and he took the gold and he left out the window.
But they didn't think about the hat. They didn't think about the coat. And Oren is still wearing another one of his coats because her dress is ripped.
Yeah, but she has it like open.
Yeah, but where did she get the coat?
Okay, but she's also wearing mittens. And they don't ask about those either. So
that's fair. All right.
Although Quarter does start to get suspicious when he sees the coat.
Well, that's why he got to be second in command.
Yeah. And, when he starts to question them a little bit more is when she starts to get a little scared.
Yep. Her panic increases, which mine
would too.
Yeah. I would be the same way. I would probably start crying just for real.
Yeah.
Not fake crying.
And Quarter is scary anyway.
Mm-hmm.
One, the pirates are pirates, and not every pirate is Jack Sparrow.
Right. Not every pirate is fun or has a moral compass.
Right.
So
his threats to her
are terrifying and graphic.
Yes.
And again, I'm not going to repeat what he said.
No, thank you.
If you want to, it's chapter 38. We're in
30.
chapter 38. Yeah. Clever. I'll say it's clever, but it is not nice. And it's just another stark reminder of how little these women are regarded in this society.
Yeah.
They're just disposable products.
Yeah.
And then
thankfully,
she's saved by Rip. Saved by the commander.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we don't know it's the commander. All we know is a voice says, what do you think you're doing?
Yes.
But, like, let's be real. We knew it was Commander Rip.
Oh, yeah.
Or one of his soldiers, I suppose we could say. But none of the other pirates are going to stick up to Quarter. They're all way too cowardly. And I'm a little surprised going into the next chapter. I'm a little surprised that Quarter stuck up to Rip.
I was too.
I did not expect that from him.
Because even he knew that they couldn't, like you see in this chapter, he talks about how it's not like they can say that they're going to keep the saddles because the gold is gone because he
Fourth Kingdom paid. Yeah.
Paid. Yeah, he's already paid.
It'd be like us buying groceries, the grocery store getting robbed, and the grocery store being like, we can't give you your groceries even though you paid, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry that you got robbed, but I also paid, so.
Yeah. Sucks to be you. You're either going to pay me back or you're going to give me food.
That's why you have insurance, I guess. I don't think pirates have insurance.
I don't think they can.
What kind of insurance they have? Arg farm.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a point in this chapter where he says, if we tell the Reds the captain took off with our pay and the commander left with our horse, we're going to have a fucking mutiny.
Yep.
On our hands.
Which is smart.
He's talking about his own people.
Which is smart of Quarter to think about. Like, it's a shitty situation, but no matter what.
But he knew he couldn't renege on the deal.
Yeah.
So, wow, they say a lot of, I hate that word.
I know, the number of times that it's used in this book is, we should have taken account and done like a shot every time.
I can't do that.
Can't or won't?
I don't think I would survive.
Ah, come on. Only one way to find out. We'll turn it into a drinking game. It'll be fun. You're no fun. But anyway, Rip saves her, but she doesn't think it's saving at this point. Because at this point, Orin's like, okay, cool. I survived the pirates. Now I have to go hang out with the Fourth Kingdom.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
She's also exhausted at this point because she expended all of her power turning him to gold.
Well, not only that, so she dragged sail off the edge of the boat, which is a ton of physical activity that she's not used to.
They cooked food.
She cleaned. Yeah. She got her emotions have been ups and downs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would be exhausted at the end of this too. And not that I go to the gym or anything, but.
Yeah. And then chapter 39. Mm-hmm. Yay.
Chapter 39 is really where we meet Rip face to face, I'll say.
Rip. Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets in Quarter's face and is like, what do you think you're doing?
Yep.
Step away from the favored. Who the fuck do you think you are? He doesn't say that. I said that for him. But it stands. And then Quarter, I was just telling everyone that Quarter was a smart guy. Quarter fucking stands up to him like a fucking moron. I'm done standing up for people in this book.
Yeah.
It always comes back to bite me.
He says, she's lying about something, and I'll be finishing this discussion before you take her.
And then Commander Rip laughs at him. And it's it's like the maniacal, are you sure you want to do that? Laugh. And what kind of laugh did you picture?
It's the scary laugh. It's the laugh that like somebody does right before they chop off your head. Laugh.
I'm thinking like Saw. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, Quarter eventually backs down because everyone is terrified of Commander Rip. Because remember, he got the nickname Rip for ripping off his enemies' heads until we meet someone else and then they have another joke for it.
And I'm sorry, the spikes.
The spikes are scary.
His armor, because people just assume that it's part of his armor. So we're going to roll with that for a minute.
The spikes are scary.
There's spikes coming out of his armor.
His shoulders, down his back.
Shoulders, down his back. That's pretty
And
terrifying.
he's always wearing a helmet that covers his face.
Yes.
I would be scared. Like, I would be terrified.
And then Corder's like, fine, take her. Who trusts the
I can't
mouth
trust
of a
her.
whore
Yeah,
anyway?
can't trust what she
Who cares?
says. So anyway, Rip saves her. Corder
Yes.
backs down because he's a coward.
Yes.
And then Rissa and Oren
Yes.
trudge along after Rip and his soldiers. And Oren's exhausted. She's led a very pampered lifestyle. She's not used to any sort of physical activity, much less this. And again, the emotional turmoil that she's gone through. I would be exhausted. So she stumbles, but instead of stumbling forward and taking down Rissa, she stumbles and she throws herself off the side, which is just another indicator that our girl cares about people. Probably more than she should.
It is our last bright side of the entire book.
It is our last bright side of the book.
Cracked me up because she said, luckily I'm near the bottom at least. Right side.
Poor
so
Oren.
that was great.
And then she just lays there. Because again, she's exhausted.
I mean, I would too, though.
Like, have you ever hit that point where,
and I'm done.
Yeah.
This is it.
When you've done so much and then something bad happens and you're just like, well, this is where I am now.
Yeah, this is it.
Have you seen those videos of people scooping their sidewalk or their driveway or something like that, and then a bunch of snow falls on top of them, and they just lay there for a minute? You're like, yep, I would. Same.
Yep, I
totally
get you,
feel that.
That is exactly it right there.
Yeah, so I don't blame her. I also would have just laid there and looked.
Just sat for a minute.
Will you just leave me here? Maybe. I'm sure. I'm not sure I'll survive, but I just need a minute.
Yeah. But then she gets startled because the pirates are leaving.
Oh, yeah. And they don't give a fuck about her, so
they just crack the whip and their little flamey kitty cats.
Little flamey kitty cats.
Yeah.
Yep, they all leave. Yep. And then it clears up and she can see exactly how many soldiers are with Rip.
All of them.
He literally brought all of them.
He brought all of them.
And that's when when Oren realizes this wasn't she never calls it a rescue mission.
No.
But this wasn't just a trade kind of thing.
No.
This was they were probably on their way to meet Midas, intercepted them, and now I'm just a bargaining chip.
This is also and it is the first time we see him without his helmet.
It is. And he's looking down on her and he says something like, well, this is interesting. Something about Midas's pet.
No, he just said, well, this is very interesting.
No, he calls her Midas's pet because that's what that's what makes her mad. I didn't expect Midas's pet to be a goldfinch or something like that. And it's also the first time we hear the nickname the goldfinch.
So this is King Midas's pet. That's what he says.
Yep.
I have to admit, I didn't expect to see a goldfinch. You're right. I'm sorry.
I know I'm right. Come at me, bro.
I love that she says, I wouldn't call him handsome.
Never.
He's far too wicked looking for that. But the savage grace of him is as magnificent as it is utterly alarming. That's a description.
I'm trying to picture someone like that.
Lorcan. No? So. It's true.
Moving on from Lorcan, back to Commander Rip, who is also a book boyfriend of mine.
Yes.
So Rip calls her a goldfinch and Midas's pet, and Oren is pissed. She does not she doesn't like him calling her Midas's pet. Although she's never really been a fan of anyone calling her a possession.
No, she hates it.
But for some reason, this is just another... it was just another thing that happened today. You know how normally you can kind of brush past some things and then something that has happened 1,000 times just hit the wrong day and you're like, I can't anymore. I need to say something. I think that's what happened here.
I like that this is where she takes a moment to talk about the fact that most of Oria can't tell what a fae is.
Yeah. And they're afraid. And most of their prejudice is based in fear.
And this is there's an important part in this where it says, yes, it talks about fear being the predominant emotion. It says it's why only those with magic are allowed to rule. It's why Queen Melina had to give up control of her throne and marry Midas for his magical power. Because if the Fae ever do come back to finish what they started, we need rulers who can protect their kingdoms.
Yep. I forgot about that.
I highlighted it in pink. See, it's pink.
Why pink?
I don't know.
Oh, well, as long as you had a good reason.
Yeah. I think I do pink for the important things. The bright sides were almost all blue. I don't have a system yet.
You'll get there.
I'll get there eventually, but we're going to come back to this real quick. When she talks about the Fae, and then she says, I know what you are. And then he says, funny, I was about to say the same thing. Did you know?
No, because it wasn't spelled out, Jen. Because it didn't explicitly say that she was Fae.
Okay. Okay.
I don't
Just
know.
checking.
I don't know what I thought he was thinking at that moment. I don't know. I was just like, maybe it was the fact that she had the gold power is what I was thinking, which also means that she's fucking Fae. So I don't know why I didn't make the connection.
You're there for the vibes.
Oh my God. I really hope people don't listen to this podcast and like expect me to give like good detailed analysis, because I'm really just here like, yeah, man, those hot fairy men.
Okay.
I did that to myself.
You did. I do like your question about Rip's command over his soldiers and his ability to intimidate pirates.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see more on this, that he is, you could tell that his group is like in step and on the same page, which is fantastic.
Well, and they're based on loyalty from, I'm going to call it love, right? Like, they respect him.
It's family.
Whereas Midas, his leadership style is fear. They're so afraid of what Midas is going to do.
I don't think that they're as afraid, though, when he's not there. Because we see how casual they are on this trip.
Yep.
And I think that's part of the reason that this attack was able to happen, is because of how casual, other than Digby.
Yeah, I was going to say, Digby will never forgive himself. Yeah. Well, Sail, like, actually talking to her was a huge thing. Most guards didn't talk to her.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Rip has the reputation of being terrifying. So, like,
he does.
If I were a pirate and Rip came on my ship, I'd be like, oh, fuck. I guess I'm listening to him then.
This is where I die.
Yep. If I don't want to die, I'm just going to work with him the best I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think his soldiers, I think Rip's soldiers like fucking with other people.
I think they do too.
Like, I think they really enjoy the fact that they have Rip on their side and that they don't really have to do anything.
And the Wrath, we'll see that more with the Wrath.
Yep.
With his core group.
His inner circle. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see that a lot more.
Yep. With
when
Lou
we see their
and
personalities coming out.
Yep.
Lou and Judd.
Yeah.
Especially.
I love Judd. But yes, I do think it's two completely different leadership styles.
Yes. And we get to see just what a great leader Midas is in his chapter.
Yeah.
And it cracks me up.
And I'm not saying that I take a lot of my leadership tips for my grown-up job from Rip, but I'm not saying that I don't.
Chapter 40 and Midas's point of view.
And Midas throwing just a king-size fit. That's a whole chapter, was him throwing a fit.
It really is, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. So let's skip to the end of the chapter, because that's really where the fun stuff comes into play, right? Like, the beginning of the chapter, he's just like, I've been everywhere. I know all the kingdoms, and I'm taking over Fifth Kingdom because I'm a piece of shit. Whatever.
And I've been plotting this for a while.
Yeah.
Like, we know.
Yeah, we get it.
He tells us that he's been planning it.
We get it.
And everything's going according to plan.
Those of us who have been here for the vibes are finally with the group. We all know.
Yeah.
And we meet Odo, which I don't really think he's an important character. He's just a character. So we get to the end of the chapter. At the end of the chapter, he says something to the effect of, they have her. She's mine. And I will stop at nothing to get her back.
Yeah. Which, if you're just there for the vibes.
The romantic in me was like, oh my God, that's so sweet.
And I was like, ugh.
Two very different reactions.
It really was completely different because I just was disgusted.
No, it was perfect.
Well, the way he says it, he's like, my favored, my gilded, my precious. And then I'm picturing Gollum, you know?
But see, I read it like my favored, my treasured, my precious. She's in danger. Because again, I'm the romantic apparently of us two. And I just want Orin to be happy. All right, our girl deserves
Yeah,
happiness.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yep. And I just, yeah.
Okay, during my reread, I threw up a little bit. Does that make you feel better?
I mean, but the second time around, you're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's the fucking worst.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah.
So,
I
but he does, this temper tantrum is fantastic.
Honestly, this temper tantrum should have tipped me off in my initial read that he is just a man-child.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Yeah, okay, I get it. You also should see my dating history, Jen. It's not great.
Fair. Okay.
Me and Orin.
Poor Odo, though. I do feel bad for him, and I feel bad for the guards that were there.
Yeah.
Because one, they had to witness that.
Well, and like, how do you step in? Like, how do you handle an adult having a temper tantrum?
Yeah, especially when you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
That poor guy is just waiting there to find out if he needs to wait to get the message to send back.
Right. Odo's like, who has who? What is going on?
I'm picturing that this is from Rip.
Are you?
Going, hey, guess what I got that you don't?
I'm torn. I am torn 3 ways. Because, of course, I can't make a fucking decision. 1, I wonder if Milana sent something to him to say, your caravan's going to be indisposed. 2, I think it's Rip.
Yeah.
I don't think it's likely that Fane sent it to Midas because I think he wanted to use Orin longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he sent it to Midas right away.
Well, and if he had sent it to Midas would have never gotten it.
Right. Yeah.
So
it would have gone to Rip. So,
yep.
So I don't know. I can see the Rip. I can see Rip sending it and just.
I can see Rip letting Melina's note go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because why wouldn't he?
See that?
Because Rip would read it and be like, as long as I'm there when he reads it, that'd be great. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if, because the timing of it is kind of suspicious. So the timing of it does lean towards Rip. Because at this time, I mean, this is kind of getting into the next book a little bit, but at this time, Rip is using her as a pawn.
Oh, yeah.
Like, 100%, this is just a way to get back to Midas, or at Midas, for the shit that he's been pulling. But I can see Melina doing it too, and just being like, fuck your favored. Not literally, but yeah.
Yeah, it could go either way on that. I agree.
Yeah. I don't know who it was. I do not think it was Fane. Because I think Fane...
No, I don't think so.
...would have used Orin up before he told Midas about it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's my crackpot theory on that. I really want it to be Milana. Because it's just such a cold-hearted bitch thing to do.
It really is.
But for those of us who read for the vibes, it was not explicitly spelled out. And I don't think it really ever is.
Like, I liked reading before his fit, him describing how much he likes the Fifth Kingdom better than the Sixth Kingdom.
Well, because the Sixth Kingdom is like Antarctica, where it's just too cold, too many storms. Like, it's just awful.
And this is a little, I mean, it's still cold.
Sure.
It's like Minnesota. Okay.
Minnesota.
Alaska.
Yeah. Like, it's so cold,
kind of...
but it's not as cold. You get snow.
Exactly.
You don't get blizzards.
Exactly.
You can have ice statues, and the storms aren't going to take them out a day later.
Yeah. I like that he's sitting there thinking about how it's going to be really pretty when they turn those to gold. But he's been there for 3 weeks, and I wonder if even the people in the kingdom are wondering, why hasn't he gilded anything yet?
That's a good point. I am not smart enough to be in Midas's kingdom, because I just would have gone along with it. Oh, yeah, he needs to recover from his journey for 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair, too. Yeah. But then he has this epic fit.
Yeah. King-size fit.
Things. He throws everything off of his desk, including a vase of flowers.
Mm-hmm.
His poor advisor is just terrified.
Well, because Midas routinely gilds people and throws gilded, like, fingers and toes on doors.
Yeah. His reaction really is telling.
I get it, all right? But I can fix him.
Okay.
I can.
by turning him gold. You can absolutely fix him.
I can fix him, I promise. He'll change for me.
I think that he just loves gold.
He's 100% just obsessed with gold.
Yeah.
He doesn't
And
give a
number
fuck about
6.
anyone or anything except the gold.
No.
Yeah.
But he is really good at playing the long con.
You have to admire him for that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out a lot later. 2 books from now
Yeah.
that he's been playing Orin for 12 years, 10 years. Yeah.
10 years.
Yep. And I do not have the patience to play that long con. So good for him, I guess. I think I'm just not a very patient person, Jen.
So I think that this tantrum is letting us know,
Like he's a giant man
for
child.
people that haven't realized it yet, this is a huge foreshadowing moment.
No, he's just
Now
worried
we
about
know.
her because he loves her.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Or
As
alternatively,
an alternative, we're realizing that maybe he needs her because now we know she has the gold.
fine.
And that's why he's so angry. Someone else is going to find out that she's the gold. Although, let's be honest, Rip already knows.
Does Rip know already? It was not spelled out, so I don't know.
He knows she's a fae.
But that doesn't mean that he knows that she does gold things.
She's gold.
Okay.
He knows more about her history than she does. Which is why we don't know it in this book, but we know eventually that he knew.
Honestly, I do think he knew at this moment that she was the gold.
Yeah, he knew.
It's much more fun reading for the vibes. This book series I'm reading, I have not been reading for the vibes. Like, I have been, like, guessing things that are coming, and I'm annoyed with myself. So, I don't know how you do it.
It's the way I've always done it.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Corks and Cauldron. Be sure to follow us at Corks and Cauldron on all your favorite socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Threads.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review us, share us with your book besties, tell the world. It's the best way to spread the word and help our podcast grow. Also, please add comments if you think that my ideas about the kings and queens were crazy. I need to know what you think too. Back to the outro. Corks and Cauldron is a self-funded labor of love, and your support helps keep that magic alive.
And our glass is full.
Join our Patreon community today at patreon.com/corksandcauldron, and maybe even treat us to a bottle of wine.
I do like reds. I prefer reds. If you're going to buy us wine, I'm just saying. But our next episode drops next Thursday, and we'll deep dive into the next book.
We will recap this book and look forward to the next book.
I lied to you guys. We're going to do a recap. So you'll get all of our feelings for the whole book all at once.
And until then, eat,
drink,
and get lost in a good book.
Cheers!
Cheers!